most common element of a rock climber's arsenal are wires. When I was describing the racks, I talked about, you know, getting a good size of rack. Now when it comes to placing them, what we're looking for is both of the sides. So if you place them this way, both cheeks have as much contact area as possible, that it's a nice almost wedge shape. You can place them this way round, so in a crack like so. And essentially you just want to go through and find the perfect size for the perfect crack, and that can take a degree of looking. So what I tend to advise people, if you have large, medium and small, you'll be like, okay, it's a small size, so you pick up your small ones, and that's going to give you the outside chance of getting the right size. If it's like, it might be a medium, or it might be a large. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's a small big, or a big medium, or a big small, and that kind of means there might be a little bit of overlap. But essentially when you place these, we're going to go into it later, you're going to get these, and when they're in the placement, we're going to shock load. Don't just pull on them or pull on this, because if you do, you end up like falling off backwards. If you just smash down, you end up, if it comes out, just what I call winding down the window, rather than peeling off backwards, which is important when you're lead climbing. And so you seat that in, and it should stop moving. And if you wiggle it like this much, this thing shouldn't go like this in the crack. It shouldn't move in the crack, which is what we call well seated. And most importantly is, you know, with all gear placements, the gear around it, sorry, the rock around it should be solid. If you're placing this in non-solid rock, then yeah, it's not going to work. So again, here we are with some wires. We've got a V-shaped crack, and that's kind of key, is that, you know, when I look for stuff, I look for V-shaped cracks. You know, look for, you know, I don't want to place it on that, because, you know, that's not very good. But back here is solid, so I think it's going to be one of the big ones. So it's like, it's not that big. Sometimes if I pick that side, I might just try it the other way around. That didn't fit either. So I now need to go for my biggest, and I've got really good contact on that side. I'm then going to get these wires, and I'm really going to, you know, I'm not giving it a little tap. This is like my life is depending on it. 3 really good taps, and as I'm doing that, I'm checking that this doesn't move. If I kind of do it too much, I've probably cold welded this one into place, so it's going to be difficult to get out. But again, what I'm looking for is nice contact area on this side, nice contact on this side, and a degree of overlap. Now I've got really good on this side, not so much on this side, but actually, you know, that's quite a good placement. The thing with not having much contact area often means that the placement is more likely to unseat itself. Now, I would have clipped a runner to that, or made a belay out of it, and when you come to take it out, yeah, don't mess about. So again, let's try. You might be able to have got this one in sideways, yeah, so not very good again, but we might have, you know, I was saying that, I've said on another video that these are kind of like the same size, so that's the same size as that, so actually that might have been a much better mini hex placement, but actually it was a totally adequate wire placement. And sometimes you might find that, okay, I'm going to turn this around and have the curves facing the opposite direction, and sometimes you get a better placement that way, sometimes you don't. It's you know, it swings and roundabouts. And so what I'm going to do is go around this crag. I'm going to place a few pieces of gear and for, you know, wires, cams and stuff, and we're just going to look at them and, you know, we'll discuss. So again, we've got some more wear marks here. I'm thinking a sort of a golden one here, a Rock 4. Looks, I mean, I can seat that in and it's going to be good, but I'm like, well, it's not that much overlap, so maybe I should try the blue, which is the next size up. And again, it's got really good contact on both sides. It's got much more overlap, and I'd be much happier with that. And then if I take that one out and go further back, it's like, I just wonder whether this is going to be, because it's quite shallow, is, you know, actually a 5 sideways, or even just wondering what I can get in this back one. So that's a 6, but I've also got, because it's a 6 offset, which is, you know, a weird shape one. I think that one might fit in there better because it was shallower further down than it was. So, you know, again, it's all about, you know, having your basics of like 1 to 10, and then, you know, increasing the odds of having, you know, even like these offset super lights give you a slightly different way to place this gear.